multitasking, a lot of things to do. First thing first, gotta see if this is working. I believe that it is, as you see Godzilla on Fall Guys. And if you hear my voice and you see Fall Guys, it more than likely means it's another edition of Shooting the Breeze. I have a lot of things to do. A bit backed up on what I would initially like to do, but I guess I should also acknowledge this is a big episode of Shooting the Breeze because it's episode number 50. We've done 50 of these, which is kind of crazy, with another set of NFL predictions. And I do have some NBA notes. They're not the most detailed or lucrative, but they only are worried about some Eastern Conference teams. Next week, if anything big does not happen, I'll focus solely on Western Conference teams. So we got NFL Week 12. I believe we're either Week 12 or, because last week I believe was 11. So Week 12 NFL predictions, some NBA notes, some Fall Guys. I want a win. We were very close last episode. Can we do it again? So it is what it is. Let's go through the NFL predictions first. We do not have as many games as normal because we have 6 teams on their bye this week, including the Falcons, Bills, Bengals, Jaguars, Saints, and Jets. It also doesn't help that a lot of the lower seeded and banged up teams are going against juggernaut and dominant teams. For example, our first 2 matchups that we'll be providing predictions for. So the NFL notes might be a bit quicker. That being said, though, while we're waiting for this game to load, November, sadly for me, has been like a crazy month personally over my lifetime, and so it sucks. And my initial plan was to have this out on Wednesday, and everything got backed up. It's not the end of the world, worst case scenario, and all that crap, so it is a bit delayed. I have no clue when my full gear predictions will be up. RH Review should be up Friday. Granted, I've got to watch ROH. ROH is not even aired yet, so just talking out of my ass. And then a little bit later on, I should be filming a My GM episode, which the last episode was pretty fun. Something else that was fun, and then related notes to AEW. Something that I'm glad I did it when I freaking did, because I don't know when I would have been able to do it, but I'm recommending that y'all watch my fantasy book video for the Continental Classic 2. Like I said, a lot of fun making the video, and it's been well received, so I do appreciate that. So let's get to these NFL predictions. Thursday night football game. I hope there's something else that can indulge most of my attention on Thursday as well, but the Thursday night football matchup is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. The Steelers, like I said, are kind of a juggernaut team right now. I'm going to go with them to win this matchup. It's just like the Steelers are just consistent, but it's at the worst time that they start to not necessarily fall apart, but stop being consistent. And something like some injury or just drama follows them when it gets to the end of the season. So will that happen this year? Who knows? But I'm going to go with them to win this matchup. The next matchup, the Kansas City Chiefs, who are no longer undefeated, going against the Carolina Panthers. This game could go 3 ways. It's a back and forth and fun game, which most Chiefs games have been that way this season. The Panthers can upset the Chiefs, which I feel is the route that a majority of people are rooting for, or the one that I'm anticipating. The Chiefs are looking to get back on losing last week. And the Panthers are just the people that are in their way. So I'm going with the Chiefs regardless. If the Panthers win, though, I would give it a round of applause. Vikings at Bears. This matchup doesn't really matter to me. Going with the Vikings. Titans at Texans. Texans looked good on Monday Night Football. They finally got Nico Collins back. Love that Joe Mixon is doing very well for them. The Titans is just... I don't even really have anything to describe the Titans with at this point in the season. I can't even really acknowledge anything about the Titans. And as someone that is from Tennessee, I should probably be able to. But again, it's just kind of a case like no one talks about the Titans, and it is what it is. Going with the Texans to win this, though. So I'm trying to... This is going faster and faster, so I can't look down at the next matchup. And right when I get on... Oh, no. And we're wrong. We're the last one. We're the last one. That bothered me. Lions at Colts. Good on the Colts winning last week. Anthony Richardson looked... He played great after being benched, and everybody made a big deal about it and whatnot. And I hope that he continues that momentum. Is it enough for me to predict the Colts to win this game? This is one of these matchups where I'm going to go with my heart and not my brain. I'm going with the freaking Colts. Screw it. Even though the Lions have legitimately lost once this season and scored like 50 plus. I think they scored 52 to be exact against the Jaguars. Next game, New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins finally look like they got their mojo back with Tua back. So I can't really compliment the Dolphins that much because the Packers play them Thanksgiving. Which also, glad that I brought that up. Next week, Shooting the Breeze. The reason I wanted to do this week, Shooting the Breeze on Wednesday, is because for next week, for certainty, I will be doing Shooting the Breeze on Wednesday for Thanksgiving reasons because we got early matchups. So I'm going to try to aim for Shooting the Breeze next week on Wednesday to get those Thanksgiving predictions out. Even though I believe it is Bears, Lions, Giants, Cowboys, and then definitely Packers and Dolphins, which we won on Thanksgiving Day last year. And when I say we, obviously I'm talking about my Packers. And I will admit, I thought I was crazy because I'm like, don't they do like the post-game interview with like a turkey there? And the other two games, they did that. But for some reason, the Packers game, they didn't. And I'm still bothered by it. So hopefully we have two turkeys this year for that same instance. But we're getting too ahead of ourselves. New England, Dolphins. I think the smart choice would be the Dolphins. Buccaneers at Giants with Mike Evans potentially being back. I'm not going to go like, oh, this is going to be this is going to be a very confusing game. But since Mike Evans and Chris Godwin went down, the Buccaneers have at least been competing in games, and I imagine that they will do the same this week. Enough so that I'm going to predict them to win. Also, Daniel Jones is supposedly benched. So we'll see. I believe Tommy DeVito is starting, which, again, Packers fan here. I was like so freaking heated last year, Monday Night Football, Packers, Giants, and just Tommy DeVito, like every fight, they're Tommy DeVito. They showed his parents. They showed it. Like I was so over that crap. So the fact that we're back in that slightly bothers me, but it's not like I'm gonna be like fully fledged in watching Giants games. But just that one instance definitely was irritating as hell. This is one of my favorite levels to do. As I knew I was going to get hit, but I still got the gold. Next game, Cowboys at Commanders. Kinda, Cowboys are just, and they are in hell. That is the easiest way to describe it. Did I get? I don't know. Cowboys at Commanders, I believe, is the matchup. As I'm trying to concentrate. So we only got to get one more. Boom. Commanders. Broncos at Raiders. I would like it if the Raiders got a win and got some like semblance of what the hell they want to do. But the Broncos have looked great last week against the Falcons. I don't know what to really expect from this game, but I think the Broncos have been the more consistent team this year. Then I'm going with them. San Francisco 49ers at Green Bay Packers. I'm not going to dwell too much in predicting Packer games anymore because I want my Packers to win. Last week, I'm just glad we got the win is the easiest way to describe that. I'm not one to trash talk and boast and whatnot. I just want to win. That is the main point. And this is one of those games that I just want to effing win. And you see the team that we're going against, you know why. Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. This week's coin flip game of the week, because the Cardinals have looked very good this year. Hell, people were having Kyler Murray and MVP discussions, which it's kind of weird, the MVP talk in the NFL, because I would say it's Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Hurts. And, like, with all those guys, they have, like, playoff success or other MVPs or just have been, like, consistently good. Or at the Cardinals, this is kind of the technically the second year of that, because there's that 1 year they were undefeated for the longest time, and then it went to crap soon after that. But good on the Cardinals for having a semblance and dominating. I was going to say dominate, but being a decisive team in the NFC West, but they're also going against another NFC West team that kind of is very similar to them in the Seahawks. But the Cardinals have been a team that I've predicted most of this season, so this is going to be another one of those instances where I pick the Arizona Cardinals, as I believe I just got hit by a strawberry. This is also the same freaking level that I got eliminated last freaking round. So, but there was no fruit that time around. I believe there's... Oh, holy crap. I believe there's one more Sunday night game than the Monday night game. But I can't look down. I can't look down. We need one more. And it was not me. As we do. Philadelphia Eagles at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams... I don't know. It's just like... I don't even... Who they played the Patriots last week. Then they played the Dolphins the week before that. I'm going with the Eagles. I'm glad that I know the last matchup that I can like lock in on this. Eagles Rams. I'm trying to like describe, like, the Eagles have just been consistent almost the last month plus. And I know that a lot of times I do my NFL predictions, I use the freaking same words over and over again. So I do apologize for that. So I don't want to like sound robotic and repetitive. So I just got a notification that distracted me. The thing with the Eagles is, like, or the Rams are not that. They're not consistent. Like I said, they lost to the Dolphins the week before in a disappointing effort. And they beat the Patriots last week. I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams won, but I just feel this is a game where you predict the Eagles, and it's fine and dandy. But the Rams won, I wouldn't be that shocked. As the last game is the Jim Harbaugh. I can't even say their names. Baltimore Ravens at Los Angeles Chargers. A very fun matchup. The Chargers almost blew a big lead on Sunday Night Football, as I just blew... Holy crap, that was a great comeback. That's a great comeback. I, again, have picked the Ravens almost like every week. This is one of those weeks where you like really got to think about it, especially because it's in LA. Like I said, this is going to be a great Monday Night Football matchup. I believe there's going to be a Manning cast. If not, it'd be crazy because, like I said, the coaches are brothers and the Mannings are brothers, and they're going to have to freaking make 1,000 puns and references to that. But, you know, I like the Manning cast. Granted, if there is a Manning cast, like Monday was a crazy day. Like I said, November's been a crazy day. If there is a Manning cast this week, which I'm not 100% sure if there was or not, I saw no highlights of it. I saw nobody talking about it, and I was out at home to watch the full game. So there's that. But I'm going with the Ravens, as we'll be moving on to NBA notes after this. There's way too many damn people left. Just, almost touched the paint. I so much want to grab this freaking... Yes! That one-time grabbing worked. The one-time grabbing worked. We got an episode victory. Episode 50 victory. I said victory twice, but, you know, it counts. I've never updated this, by the way. I don't even know if I have another victory celebration, but we'll take it. Do I even do the NBA notes? Yes, because I at least wrote them down. But like I said, it's just, all right. So, for this week's NBA notes, we're solely going to worry about Eastern Conference teams because, as I've said several times, this NBA notes just been very, like, nothing. There's been drama, which will be the last topic that I go over because I feel it's the one that mainly everybody's talking about. But it's just like, there's nothing that noteworthy to, like, overly discuss. This is why I haven't been that consistent with the NBA notes, which I do apologize for that, but y'all kind of understand. But like I said, this week we're going to worry about some Eastern Conference team. Next week, if nothing dramatic or big deal happens, we'll worry about Western Conference teams. That's the first note. The Cavaliers finally lost. I kind of liked and appreciated that we had this undefeated streak to start off the season, and definitely sucks that the Celtics ended it. But at least the Cavs are a better team this year than they were last year. And it is, like, actually kind of dramatic and crazy because I was, like, really thinking. They were down bad in that Game 7 at home. And if the Magic weren't so, like, inexperienced, the Magic could have won that. And then this Cavs team would have been completely different, I feel. So I was thinking of that earlier. But the Cavs finally lost, but I don't think it, like, ruins the mojo completely. And, you know, there's that. Speaking of the Magic, good on them for staying on track and not falling off a cliff after Paulo's injury. So, giving credit to them, and mainly Franz, because speaking of those playoffs, that Game 7 with Franz was not something that you want on your highlight reel. So for him to, like, step up and carry the team is good for them. And, you know, it is what it is. Indiana Pacers, though, are, I feel, the Eastern Conference's version of the Dallas Mavericks, where they are top team. They literally were in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Mavericks are in the Western Conference Finals and Finals. Relying heavily on, like, fast-paced offense and their offense carrying them. Where I just don't feel that they're going to be, like, a dominant, with the Mavericks and them, they're just not, like, a dominant regular season team. And that's not the worst thing, but it's just like, I think a lot of people, I don't know what the consensus thought process with them was. I think the most popular opinion is that they're, in quotation, frauds, and that a lot of the teams that they faced were injured. I don't know. But I also do feel I would say they need to add something else, but what exactly, I don't know. And how exactly they get it is the worse, and the more I don't know. Hope that the Pistons keep up the momentum that they got. Good on them, because I predicted them to be a play-in team this year, and hope they're a play-in team this year. And at this route, they're going to be, like, on the bubble of that. The Hornets, I hope that they add some, like, big man center depth. That way they're usable in 2K. Because every time I pass by the Hornets, it's Taj Gibson or freaking Grant Williams. And finally, like, LaMelo's healthy, and it's like, you got to question if you want to use them or not. But at least, again, they kind of got a good two-man duo in Brandon Miller and LaMelo, where I did not count any of these fruits whatsoever. So, lastly, the most popular freaking topic in the NBA, the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't know what hell is like, but this might be like a close resemblance of it. Because they've only won 2 games. They are 2-12. They are too far behind. Obviously the most notable thing that came from this week is Tyrese Maxey calling out Embiid. And it's just like Embiid is not the same. And I don't know if it necessarily is because of the playoffs last year and playing injured, and realistically probably shouldn't have. That way he could like preserve himself for now. Also, you got to add the fact of the Olympics, and it kind of like was a carryover from that as well. And then when you're starting your season off and you don't know what the hell's going on with your top guy, you don't know what the hell's going to be going on with the team. And the things that are playing out in front of our eyes suck, and they're not the best things to be seeing. Everybody's injured. And I will say, this is what I'll say. They got me. They got me. I'm doing one more, and we're just going to be free balling. Is that what I should be saying? I'm not even done with my thought process here. But I did not think the Paul George signing put them over the top or helped them. And the main reason for it is just they are too damn similar. They either are all the Sixers / Paul George. They're either always hurt or freaking choke and do bad in the playoffs. And we are far away from that conversation from happening because guess what? They're nowhere near the playoffs. Like, shit, can't even have the like playoff conversation with them. And like hypothetically, and what happened last year, they had to play the play-in. Almost lost. They would have lost that play-in game. Like, it would have had like extreme more damage. Also, I kind of think that this is a weird take. They probably don't want to be winning these NBA Cup games, which 2 weeks from now I'll talk more about them because the next week's going to be strictly Western Conference. The week after is going to be NBA Cup talk. Also, I like the concept of the NBA Cup. I think that's what in-season tournament NBA Cup. My Grizzlies can't win a freaking NBA Cup game. We've yet to win one last season or this season. So I'm kind of salty in that sense. But again, they're probably not trying to win these games. That way they don't have to play more games that don't matter. But, that's just me overthinking it. And I know they've at least lost one, maybe two by now. But also, I was talking to somebody about this because when teams are in trouble or things going to hell, what do? You go to the trade machine. And guess what? They can't freaking trade anybody but Joel right now because they signed their whole team this offseason, which I also thought was not the best idea because not necessarily this scenario, but it's just like when you're adding a bunch of players, you're having to build up the chemistry, and it's going to be hard to do that all in 1 year. And I know they're not all trying to do it in 1 year. There's probably 2 to 3 year window there, but it's just like you want to at least make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year, or we're going to have more damn conversations. And that I don't think was going to be freaking possible in this scenario. And oh, by the way, I haven't even mentioned this, and the reason I did watch the Sixers game tonight because they played my Grizzlies. Paul George got freaking hurt again. So I don't know what the hell to expect from Philly other than saying blow it up. But if they did this because it's like I don't think it's going to get better next year. It's very reminiscent to the Jets. I didn't really want to go that route, but I did. But I just don't see it getting any better. Who knows? Good on Jerry. I know a lot of people are trying to find some positivity with them. And a lot of people like Jared McCain, and he's doing well because there's always like some shining light. But in my eyes, it's not that damn shining because they're still losing. This is a team that's trying to win, So that's where the issue is there. So, good on Jared McCain. I'm not trying to ruin his moment that he's been getting. Now, did all those people just get eliminated? Six Things of Steel, one of my favorite YouTubers, was responding to a tweet, and it was talking about why NBA viewership is down, and I think almost all the reasons he listed I agreed with. And one of them was fans / media being more infatuated more interested in trades than the actual on-court action. Granted, with the Sixers, look at that damn on-court action with them. You know, it's not really that damn exciting at the moment. But it's also like, when push comes to shove, we're trying to make that suggestion. So I personally, I like talking about trades. I think everybody does. But it's like, it doesn't have to be done in every scenario. This is always the part that screws me up here, but we're good right now. The thing with the Sixers, like I said, A, they can't make any trades right now. B, and in the case of Embiid, and I like looked, almost every team. Please don't. Okay, we made it. It's like, I'm gonna go through several teams. Bucks don't like. All right, let me backtrack. Either they don't have the assets or things that Philly would want. Also, this is the funny thing. You know, Daryl Morey is running things, and he asks for crazy ass stuff in trades. There's a tweet, and I feel that it was a joke, but you know, behind every joke's a little bit of truth. It was like, he wanted Evan Mobley and Jared Allen for Tobias Harris. So I don't think this is going to go down lightly. But it's just like, almost every team, there is one to like 2 to 3, but there's like one that like I could highlight and go, I think that's the answer. But it's like almost every team either doesn't have anything to give up to get Embiid, doesn't fit the timeline of Embiid. The Sixers wouldn't be happy, like I said, trading with that team because they're not getting much back. The one team that I can go should make the trade for Embiid are the Pelicans. Now, the issue here, because I've kind of like always been interested in a Zion and Embiid pairing. The main issue is obviously they're both always freaking hurt. But it's like, the Pelicans have always had this, like, we've always had this thought process with the Pelicans since they've had Zion. There's like, if they had like, they made like one big move, then they would be like right there. Did I sell? I did. Did not sell that time. We need one more. It's going to be the hardest one to get. Oh my God. No way. How are all these people? Bro. One more. All this is green. I sold so bad. I don't see any yellow. There's one. Oh, he was teasing. Right there. No, Groot. No fucking way. And I cussed because I'm so heated about it. That was a sad ending, but at least we got one win. You know, kind of reminiscent of the Sixers. But it's like, the question mark that a lot of people had, I'm glad. Last week, we got screwed over so bad on this. I'm glad I don't have to go through this crap again. But like all off season, we asked, what are they going to do with Ingram? Who the hell's going to be their center? And Yves Messi has done okay for them, but it's also like, you're with the Pelicans because they are in the exact same situation as the Sixers with all these injuries like piling up to where you're trying to like find something bright. And it's like, if you could have Embiid or freaking Messi, who you gonna go with? You know? But it's like, with Ingram, are you going to extend him? Are you going to keep him? It is a bit ironic and funny that we thought, oh, he was going to be traded, and for almost the whole season thus far, he's been the healthiest thing for the Pelicans. But it's like, you trade Ingram, picks, and McCollum for Embiid. The Sixers have 1 to 2 other rotational guys there. Your lineup would be DeJounte, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Zion, Embiid. You still got pieces for a bench. For the Sixers, you got a guy that you can help build around with Maxey in Ingram. You could trade McCollum for something else, and it's just time to get younger and to rebuild in quotations the process. They're not going to go the exact process route again because I feel it would make their fan base pull their hairs out, and it obviously did not work the first time around. If the Sixers competed and made it far, I would give them their kudos, but they got to worry about competing low before they can go far. So that wraps it up for Shooting the Breeze number 50. We got to win. We got our NFL predictions out. We got some NBA notes down. I got a lot of other things to do, so I do appreciate y'all for spending time watching this. Hopefully, you watch my fantasy booking video on the Continental Classic. You watch my AEW Full Gear predictions whenever they're up. You watch my ROH TV review. There's a lot going to happen on this week's ROH that I've already saw previews of, so that should be fun. Hopefully, you stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you when I see you because I'm out.